Hello everybody, Supercars in Seconds here. Today we got a beauty. This is a 2020 Rolls-Royce Wraith. Look at this. So the difference from the big Phantom to this grille, this is to emulate and copy the look of a jet engine intake. So a very big step back. And the Phantom grille, being much taller, represents the Parthenon, the church in Rome. It's a copy of that, the front of that church. Very elegant and very stately, of course. Very much a sporting Rolls-Royce. I know it sounds like a very sort of odd description of the car. I love that sleek roofline. She's beautiful. 208 inches long. It's a big car. About 5,400 pounds. 5,380 is the weight. A 6.6 litre turbocharged 12-cylinder engine. 624 horsepower. 605 pounds of torque. What's different from the Ghost that she's based on, or perhaps the Dawn, the convertible version of it, is this is a more performance-based car. So they haven't obviously given us paddle shifters, but what they gave us instead was a satellite-controlled transmission. So as you're driving down the road, the car is monitoring the way you're driving her. Let's have a look at the trunk back. Is monitoring the way you're driving her. Underneath the Rolls-Royce badge, I've got a little button there. I push on that and up she goes, and it will adjust the car accordingly. Look at this trunk, it's enormous. Gosh, huge trunk, and beautifully carpeted, of course. Nice picture of a Rolls to close it back down. There we go, very nice. Just a beautiful car. I've got the coach door open, and that's just a fun feature of the vehicle, that rear opening coach door. Just goes back to a long time in Rolls' history. And the name, they call it a coach because, of course, a wooden coach, you would open the door this way so you could hold on to it as you climbed out without falling over it. So that's why they've kept it today as an incredibly elegant way to get in and out of the car. It's a big button under here. I'm going to push that firmly, and that will pop out our carbon shafted umbrella. Not the cheapest umbrella in the world, as you can imagine, but you can roll it up and put it back away even if it's wet, and then it will drain down through the fender here out through the bottom and protect the umbrella from rotting. Very clever stuff. All the seat controls, of course. This one has the starlight head. I'm not sure you can see that in the daytime, but really a beautiful feature to have. Let me climb aboard. We've got our lovely overlapped R logo there, just perfect. I got a push button start, so I'm going to push that over here. Then we go push the button start, and she comes to life. Now that sound you're going to hear isn't an annoying beep. That's somebody playing a harp for you to remind you to put your seatbelt on. Really first class stuff. So again, I can't reach that door. It's too far away. So up on the little panel here, I have some buttons. I've got the passenger door and the driver's door. If I push it down and hold it, that will close up our door for us. Just very civilized stuff, you know? Very good. Let's turn that air down a bit because it's very noisy. Again, you do have, on the Rolls-Royce air conditioning, you don't have temperatures. You have, oh, I'm a little cold. I'll warm it up, and then I can do my feet separately, which is rather nice. And then I've got a soft, medium, high, and max, and it's amazing power that comes out of that. It's really very, very impressive. Where in another car have you seen glass switchgear? You can see it reflecting through the camera, the quality of all these materials. And the glass buttons, if you notice the top of the screen, as I swipe my finger across the bottom, look, I'm illuminating those ones across the top of the screen. It's very, very impressive. You can save things like a radio station, a particular control in the car. Whatever you wanted can go onto that button there. Very, very impressive. Rolls-Royce, of course, goes back to 1906. The famous Silver Ghost did incorporate a lot of actual sterling silver into the car. They used things at that time from other industries. They simply were not cars to choose things from. Let me use my little controller down here. I'm going to touch map. I've got a little shortcut to map. Let me push on that, and that will give us the map. I can turn the little wheel then and zoom in and out, which is rather nice. So they use things from other industries. So today we use these organ stops to control the air conditioning vents. But the window switches, if you look at the design of that, it is a clarinet key. Again, that's going back to their history where they used things from other industries to control things in the cars. And today they've done things like that just to remind you, This is one of the original road cars ever. Let's spin you around and we'll take this monster for a run. It really is an impressive car because of that huge power, 624 horsepower, as I mentioned, from the 12-cylinder. 605 pounds of torque give you a very exhilarating ride. The steering wheel on a Wraith would be the thickest steering wheel that they offer. Certainly not the size of perhaps a BMW M Sport wheel, those great big heavy ones, but a nice size in your hands. The other Rolls-Royce cars deliberately are very, very thin wheels to give you a nice feeling of dainty control, and it is pretty elegant. They've increased the size of the anti-roll bars in a Wraith. Again, certainly not a supercar, but it does have a very sporting personality. It really does. I'm just gliding along, wafting along. As usual, I line up the Rolls-Royce Spirit of Ecstasy, that beautiful badge on the nose, which can go up and down with a button in the car. When you lock the vehicle, it's set to go down. Generally because people suck and they might take it, but it actually looks very sleek with the Spirit of Ecstasy down. However, it's a Rolls-Royce. You've got to have her standing on the nose of the car. An interesting Wraith thing, she is actually, this lady, the Spirit of Ecstasy, her name was actually Eleanor Thornton. A bit of a scandal in the history of English aristocracy, but we'll do another day perhaps. In this car, she's bent over a little bit more because this is the sports car. That's just wonderful little details. Excellent stuff. Right, I'm going to pull over just by here in a moment, and then we'll give her a bit of a boot off the line. And I think the car will impress you. 4.3 seconds to 60 miles per hour. And that's amazing for a nearly 5,400 pound car. So let's come to a stop here, all right? There's nobody around, so we can have a little blast. All right. Oh gosh. My power reserve gauge doesn't have much left. Wow. All right, we're gonna go into Batman's corner here. Man, it's a tight left-hander car. And the camber's all wrong. A little bit of body roll, but no tire squeeze, not moving that much. Man, the throttle response is very, very good for a big car. It really is. The nose, the suspension's set softer, so she does lift up the nose. And that's frankly a feeling of, yeah, I'm coming in the rolls, get out of my face. It's really an amazing feeling of power. Wonderful stuff. Gosh. All right, let's spin her around again. Brakes. Oh, very soft pedal. Moves a long way. Very progressive pedal. Probably, again, as we've talked about before in these ultra-luxury cars, probably for comfort of the other occupants. But a big rotor, close to 16 inches again on the nose, so a big rotor. Let's give it a poke. Impressive. So that satellite-aided transmission is very interesting. It will actually put itself into the correct gear for the upcoming corner, depending on how you're driving the car. So it didn't give me paddle shifters on the wheels. Big brother is watching. Me being the helpful, courteous person I am, during the training I said, well, what happens if it's cloudy? Do you go through the hedge? And they didn't like that very much, but that's okay. There we go. Let's go again. Wow. Whoosh. Man, it goes. And even at higher speeds there, it still lifts the nose up. 8 speeds in the transmission, and it'll kick right down as much as 5 gears when you're changing into the kick down mode there. Very, very impressive. Wow. Everything you touch, of course, is the finest leather, and it goes right down the door panel, all the way to the floor. There's no use of sort of lower cost plastics anywhere in the car. It's all wood, leather, and chrome, everything I look at. It's beautiful. Let me climb back outside. That door, isn't that great? What's nice about the door, as I mentioned before, is me climbing out of the car now. There's nothing in the way. The door's back here out of my way. I can just step away from the vehicle, and it's good to go. Now it's running. You have those beautiful, they look almost like sunglasses. The LEDs around the headlights. A very sleek and lower profile car than the other Rolls models. And it makes it one of my favorites. It's so elegant, it's so over the top. It makes it just an experience to be around the car. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. That's the Rolls-Royce Wraith. The car came out in about 2014 here in the US. This is a 2020 car with not much changes. One thing that's nice to point out, on the hood of the car, they now incorporate a slight channel either side of this chrome. This is white, so you may not see it, but here and here, which is supposed to be from the lady's wings, the Spirit's wings, dragging up the bodywork. I mean, just first class touches all the way. I hope you enjoyed that video. This is the Rolls-Royce Wraith, a fabulous car and fun to be around. If you're looking for a big coupe, I'd challenge you to find a better one. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Please do me a favor, share the videos around with people that you know. And if I can answer any questions, please ask them in the comments down below. I'll see you again very soon. I'm trying to do a video for you every day on something fun about these luxury cars. Thank you.